going on, y'all? Before I get into the breakdown of how I see Efe, the Nigerian warrior, Ajagba, progressing, I just want to say that this man is an amazing sportsman. He had Kiladze out on his feet. He backed up, asked the referee, looking at him to stop it. The referee decided not to stop it. So Ajagba went back in, and he looked very hesitant to really unload on Kiladze, which ended up causing him to get caught. Knockdown, not a big deal. This is the heavyweights. If you get hit right by any of these guys who know how to throw a punch, you could go down. He got up, recovered fine. For the rest of the fight, none of the punches looked like they hurt him, and he pretty much just imposed his will on Kiladze until Kiladze's corner did a stoppage. They threw in the towel. Now, with that being said, this was a learning experience for Efe. I just feel like the punch that he got knocked down by really wasn't a legit knockdown in the aspect that he had his defense down, he had his guard down, and you could tell he didn't want to hurt Kiladze. He thought the fight should have been stopped. He thought it was over, and when he was throwing punches, he kind of like took some steam off of him because he didn't want to really hurt the guy, and that's why he got caught. So I really won't count this knockdown against him given the circumstance. I don't think he was exposed by anything. I just feel like he showed compassion and he didn't want to possibly hurt Kiladze, so he backed off, and because he was backing off, he got caught, knocked down, got up. After that knockdown, everything Kiladze hit him with didn't look to do a lot of damage. A couple of times he got knocked back a little, but he came right back forward. He's a very methodical fighter, very patient. He knows how to set up punches. He knows how to pick his spots. One bad thing, well, there's a couple of bad things I can say about him. He needs to change up his combos. Instead of doing like a jab straight or a jab straight, he needs to start throwing variations. Instead of throwing a jab, act like you're going to throw a jab, have a half jab, and then step into it with a left hook. Or just try to walk around the guy while you're jabbing and throw to the body, come to the head. Just change up the type of combos he throws because he likes to rely on the jab straight a lot to where it gets pretty predictable. His biggest negative is he's got to move his motherfucking head. He's very good, got a nice guard, but when he throws his punches, his body's very straight up and down. There's not much side-to-side weaving or lateral movement, and he doesn't really get out of the position he's in once he throws his combos and recoils back. He's just always standing right in front of the person. He's got to get better at moving after the combos, moving after landed punches when he's not continuing the fire. He's got to get out instead of staying right there in front of people, allowing them to throw back. So other than them two minor things, this was only his 12th fight, so I'm not going to be too hypercritical over him because he's looking good. He's still getting knockouts. Corner stoppages, same thing as a knockout. Kiladze showed a lot of heart. And, you know, I thought it was a great fight. Like, this fight was, like, very back and forth. This was a brawl. And if it wasn't for the Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo fight, I would say that this fight could go up for, like, a fight of the year because of how back and forth and how hard punching and everything. But I think the Harrison fight was an even more competitive fight and an even better fight, which is crazy. So this was a very good fight card. I will give the PBC credit on that. There's not a lot of sitting around waiting for fighters to come out. It's pretty much stop and go, which is great. You don't have it like the zone to where your freaking event's going for 3, 4, 5 hours and people get too tired to even finish it. Like, I know whenever Canelo fought, I fell asleep and had to watch the replay in the morning because they stopped for a UFC event. Like, what? So I like the way the PBC puts on their fight cards because it's so fast-paced. As always, you've got a boxer when they're fighting, and the minute they're done, the other ones are getting ready to come out. There's no BSing. Great fight card. The whole venue was good, and I see a lot of potential for the Nigerian warrior. I like him, and like I said, he's got that methodical, pick-you-apart type approach, which is very technical. He just needs to move his head more and change up his variation and punches. So That's how I saw it. I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to keep saying it till y'all start doing it. If you like this video and you like what you heard, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. And if you really liked it, go ahead and sub because that's what helps me the most.